There comes a moment when you realize that your life becomes heavier the more you try to control everything around you. You try to control what people think about you. You try to control who stays and who leaves. You worry about the future, replay the past, compare your journey with someone else's, and wonder why everything is not happening fast enough. But perhaps the problem is not that life is against you. Perhaps your energy is simply scattered. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you possess. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. If you spend your days watching other people, judging their progress, seeking approval, reacting to every opinion, and worrying about things outside your control, you slowly lose connection with the one person you are responsible for improving, yourself. The moment you begin to bring your attention back, something starts to change. You become calmer. You make better decisions. You stop chasing people who do not choose you. You stop forcing opportunities that are not ready. You stop explaining yourself to those determined to misunderstand you. Instead, you begin to build quietly, potently, one thought at a time, one habit at a time, one decision at a time. Focusing on yourself does not mean becoming selfish. It means understanding your responsibility. It means realizing that you cannot change your entire life in one day, but you can change what you do today. And when you become stronger within, the things around you begin to change as well. So today, stop looking everywhere else for the answer. Come back to yourself, because sometimes when you stop chasing everything and start building yourself, everything begins to fall into place. One of the fastest ways to lose your peace is to constantly compare your life with someone else's. You look at what they have achieved, where they are in life, how successful they appear, and suddenly you begin to question your own journey. You may feel as though you are moving too slowly. You may wonder why your dreams have not happened yet. But comparison takes your attention away from the only life you truly have the power to improve, your own. Every person walks a different path. Some people find success early, while others discover their purpose later. Some people appear to have everything, yet quietly struggle with problems you cannot see. You are often comparing your private struggles with someone else's public achievements. You see the results, but not always the sacrifices, failures, discipline, and difficult moment behind them. Instead of asking, why am I not where they are? Begin asking yourself, what can I do today to become better than I was yesterday? This question changes everything because it brings your focus back to where it belongs. Your life is not a race against other people. There is no prize for reaching someone else's destination first. What matters is whether you are growing, learning, becoming stronger, and moving closer to the person you are capable of becoming. Stop measuring your worth by another person's achievements. Their success does not mean there is less success available for you. Someone else's progress does not cancel your own potential. You do not need to become them. You need to become the strongest, wisest, and most disciplined version of yourself. Focus on your habits, focus on your goals, focus on the small improvements you can make every day. Even if your progress feels slow, keep moving. A small step taken consistently will eventually carry you farther than standing still and watching everyone else. Remember, a tree does not grow faster by looking at another tree. It grows by receiving what it needs, strengthening its roots, and patiently continuing its natural process. Your journey deserves your full attention. Stop looking sideways. Stop allowing comparison to steal your confidence. Keep your eyes on your path, trust your pace, and continue moving forward. One day, you will look back and realize that the moment you stopped comparing yourself to others was the moment you finally began becoming who you were meant to be. Your energy is one of the most valuable things you possess, yet many people give it away without even realizing it. They wake up and immediately allow other people, social media, problems, opinions, arguments, and distractions to control their attention. By the end of the day, they feel mentally exhausted, even though they may not have spent any meaningful energy on building their own lives. The truth is simple. Wherever your attention goes, your energy follows. If you constantly focus on negativity, you will feel surrounded by negativity. If you spend your time reacting to other people's opinions, you slowly allow them to control your emotional state. If you give all your attention to drama, conflict, and unnecessary problems, you will have very little energy left for your own goals. Not every situation deserves your reaction. Not every opinion deserves an explanation. Not every argument deserves your presence. Learning to protect your energy means learning to pause before reacting. Ask yourself, is this truly important? Ask yourself, will this matter tomorrow, next week, or next year? Sometimes you will realize that the situation does not deserve another minute of your peace. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be someone with something negative to say. There will always be situations you cannot control. But you do have control over how much access these things have to your mind. You do not have to attend every battle you are invited to. Sometimes silence is more powerful than an argument. Sometimes walking away is stronger than proving your point. Sometimes protecting your peace is more important than being understood. When you stop wasting your energy on things outside your control, you create space for what truly matters. You have more focus for your goals, more patience for your growth, and more strength to handle the challenges that genuinely require your attention. Your attention is not unlimited. Every day you are making an investment with it. The question is, what are you investing in? Invest your energy in becoming stronger. Invest it in learning, improving, building healthy habits, and creating the life you want. Do not allow temporary distractions to steal time from your future. The more carefully you protect your energy, the clearer your mind becomes. And with a clear mind, you make better decisions. Remember, saying no to unnecessary drama is saying yes to yourself. Every time you choose peace over chaos and focus over distraction, you become more powerful. Protect your attention. Protect your energy. Not everything deserves access to you. Many people spend their lives trying to fix everything around them while forgetting to work on the one person they have the greatest responsibility for, themselves. They want better relationships, but they do not take time to understand their own behavior. They want success, but they avoid discipline. They want peace, but they continue feeding their minds with negativity, distractions, and unnecessary stress. The truth is that real change begins within. You cannot control everything that happens around you. You cannot control what people think, what they say, or how they choose to behave. But you can control how you respond. You can control the habits you build, the thoughts you entertain, and the decisions you make every day. Instead of constantly trying to change the world around you, begin by strengthening the world within you. Take time to understand yourself. Notice the habits that are holding you back. Pay attention to the situations that make you lose control. Recognize the fears that influence your decisions. This is not about judging yourself or feeling ashamed of your weaknesses. It is about becoming aware. Because you cannot improve what you refuse to see, personal growth begins with honesty. You must be willing to look at yourself and ask, what do I need to change? Perhaps you need more discipline. Perhaps you need to become more patient. Perhaps you need to stop seeking approval from everyone around you. Whatever the answer is, face it with courage. Focus on becoming stronger mentally, emotionally, and physically. Read something that expands your mind, exercise your body, spend time in silence. Learn from your mistakes instead of repeating them. Develop habits that move you closer to the life you want. Do not wait for life to become easier before you begin working on yourself. Life will always bring challenges. There will always be uncertainty, disappointment, and unexpected problems. But when you become stronger within, you become better prepared for whatever happens outside of you. The goal is not to become perfect. Perfection is not the destination, growth is. Every day gives you another opportunity to improve, even if the improvement is small. One better decision can lead to another. One disciplined action can become a habit. One moment of self-awareness can change the direction of your life. When you build yourself, everything else begins to change. You make better decisions, you choose better environments. You develop healthier relationships, you stop accepting what destroys your peace. So before trying to fix everything else, take a moment and return to yourself. Build your mind. Strengthen your character. Develop your discipline, because when you become stronger within, you no longer need the outside world to be perfect in order to move forward. There is a difference between working hard for something and desperately chasing something that continues to move away from you. Working with purpose comes from strength. Chasing from desperation often comes from fear. Fear of being alone, fear of losing someone, fear that another opportunity will never come. Fear that you are not good enough without the approval, attention, or presence of someone else. When fear controls your actions, you begin forcing things that should never have to be forced. You may chase people who give you very little effort. You may continue explaining yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. You may hold on to relationships that constantly disturb your peace because you are afraid of letting go. You may keep knocking on doors that remain closed, forgetting that not every closed door is a punishment. Sometimes it is simply protection or a redirection towards something better. Focusing on yourself changes the way you see these situations. You begin to understand that your value does not decrease simply because someone fails to recognize it. You stop begging for attention and start giving attention to your own growth. You stop constantly proving yourself and begin quietly building yourself. This does not mean giving up easily. It does not mean sitting back and waiting for life to happen. There is an important difference between persistence and desperation. Persistence means continuing to work towards something that matters while maintaining your self-respect. Desperation means losing yourself while trying to hold on to something that continues to hurt you. Learn to recognize the difference. Do not destroy your peace just to keep someone in your life. Do not sacrifice your dignity just to be accepted. Do not chase opportunities that require you to abandon who you are. Instead, focus on becoming stronger, wiser, more disciplined, and more capable. Invest your time in your goals, develop your skills, improve your mindset, build a life that you are proud to live. Even when no one is watching, the right people will not require you to constantly prove your worth. The right opportunities will still require effort, but they will not demand that you completely lose yourself in the process. Sometimes the greatest progress begins when you stop running after what is leaving. Let go of the need to force every outcome. Bring your energy back to yourself, because when you stop chasing everything outside of you and begin building what is within, you become stronger, calmer, and clearer, and often that is the moment when the things truly meant for your life begin to find their place. Uh, One of the biggest reasons people lose focus is because they expect results too quickly. They begin something today and want to see a completely different life tomorrow. They start exercising and expect an immediate transformation. They begin working toward a goal and become discouraged when nothing seems to change. But meaningful growth rarely happens overnight. Most transformation happens quietly. You may not notice the changes while they are happening because progress is often too small to see from one day to the next. But small actions repeated consistently can eventually create results that once seemed impossible. Think about a seed. When you plant it in the ground, you do not see a tree immediately. For a period of time, nothing appears to be happening. But beneath the surface, something is developing. Roots are forming, strength is building. The process is taking place even when there is no visible evidence. Your growth can be the same. There will be days when you feel motivated and days when you do not. There will be moments when you question yourself. There will be times when your efforts seem pointless because the results are taking longer than expected. This is where consistency becomes more important than motivation. Motivation can start the journey, but discipline keeps you moving. You do not need to feel inspired every day. You simply need to remember why you started and take the next step. Sometimes the next step will be large, sometimes it will be incredibly small. But what matters is that you continue. Do not underestimate ordinary actions. Reading a few pages every day can change what you know. Exercising consistently can change your strength. Saving a small amount regularly can change your financial habits. Spending time reflecting can change the way you understand yourself. Your future is being shaped by what you repeatedly do. So stop asking, why has my life not changed yet? Instead, ask, am I becoming the person capable of creating the life I want? Be patient with the process, but do not become passive. Keep working, keep learning, keep correcting your mistakes, keep showing up. You may not see the results today, but that does not mean your effort is wasted. There is power in continuing when nobody is watching. There is strength in staying committed when the excitement disappears. And there is wisdom in understanding that some things simply need time. Trust the process. Trust your effort. Trust the person you are becoming. You do not have to transform your entire life in one day. You only have to make the next right choice, then make another tomorrow, and another the day after that. Eventually, uh, the small steps you almost ignored will become the distance you have traveled. There is a certain strength that comes from becoming comfortable with your own company. Many people are afraid of being alone because silence forces them to face thoughts they normally keep hidden beneath constant noise, entertainment, conversations, and distractions. But learning to spend time with yourself can become one of the most powerful forms of personal growth. Being alone does not mean being lonely. Loneliness is the feeling that something is missing. Solitude is the decision to create space to understand what is already within you. When you become comfortable with yourself, you stop depending on other people to constantly tell you that you are valuable. You no longer need someone's attention to feel important. You do not need constant approval to trust your decisions. You begin to recognize your own worth without waiting for someone else to confirm it. This is where real independence begins. Spend time away from the noise. Take a quiet walk. Sit somewhere peaceful. Put your phone aside for a while. Write down your thoughts. Ask yourself what you truly want, what you are afraid of, and what you need to change. You may discover things about yourself that you never noticed because you were always distracted. Silence can reveal your patterns. It can show you what drains you, what motivates you, and what you have been avoiding. Instead of running away from uncomfortable thoughts, learn to observe them calmly. You do not have to believe every thought that enters your mind. You simply need to become aware of it. The more you understand yourself, the less easily other people can control your emotions. You begin to recognize when someone is trying to manipulate you. You become less desperate for acceptance. You become more selective about who receives your time and energy. You stop staying in situations simply because you are afraid of being alone. And something beautiful happens. You begin choosing relationships instead of needing them. You can love people without losing yourself. You can appreciate someone's presence without making them responsible for your happiness. You can walk away when something no longer aligns with your values without feeling as though your entire world has ended. Your relationship with yourself becomes the foundation for every other relationship. So do not be afraid of quiet moments. Use them. Let them strengthen you. You do not need to constantly escape into noise. Sometimes you need to sit quietly and listen to yourself. The more comfortable you become with your own company, the more peaceful your life becomes. You stop chasing constant validation and start creating inner stability. And when you no longer need the outside world to constantly reassure you, you become free to focus on what truly matters, becoming the person you want to be.